Shed. I just thought I'd make a quick video where I'm going to fit a couple of parts to my car, and I just thought I've got a bit of time, so I'll do a how-to video. It might be a bit beneath you all because some of the stuff you're doing out there is awesome, but I thought I'd record it anyway, take it or leave it. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just going to pick the camera up and show you what I'm going to do. Okay. It's actually nice to get the car up on ramps for a change. You know, I haven't had them up there for a long time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fit a lower left engine steady bar. I've got one, the original one, at the top. What is it? There we go. The top with nylon, yeah, the nylon bushes. So I used to have another one over here, which attached to the radiator bracket, which fixed over to this plate over here, but it was a big kind of ugly thing. So we're going to put one on the left hand side, that's left hand as you're sitting in the car, and it goes underneath. So I'll show you where I'm going to, I'll show you where I'm going to put it. I'll just grab the part. If we climb under here, and hopefully I'm being able to set this camera up so that you can see. Yeah, will that do? Yeah, that'll do. Right, so can I leave it? No, it's gonna fall over. Come on. There. So this is the bottom of the Speedo housing, end of the Speedo housing casing. That's the one. So this bracket which you get with it, there's no instructions with this. So what happens is this plate bolts onto the 3 bolts at the back of the end of the gearbox, and then this sort of dog bone arrangement, if you like, goes on like that, bolts to there, and then you have to drill a hole through. Right. Yeah, you have to drill a hole through the subframe in order to fix it in place. Is that right? I got that right. Yeah, something like that. We'll work it out in a minute. So first of all, what I'm going to do is show you the tools that you're going to need for the job. Well, the tools that I think that you need for the job. So we'll just, you just come up here. So as I say, right. So we've got I got this from Mini Sport a while ago. You got the kit, which comes with the bracket, the dog bone tie bar, whatever you want to call it. 2 M7, I think, bolts with the 2 big washers on each one for 2 ends of this. You don't need any bolts for the bracket because it uses the bolts on the gearbox. What else? What I was going to show you was if I can put this up here. Sorry for I might be making you a bit seasick, but yeah, there we go. Right now you can see my hands. So there's no instructions with this. It doesn't tell you what this lot is. So first of all, what I did was I took this rather crappy gauge I've got, measured it, and I hope you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, so it's 7 mil. These bolts. So the hole has to be just a shave bigger, so you can get the bolt through the hole. So what I'm going to start off with is a 6 mil drill bit, because it's one of the ones that's newest, and it's I think it's a tungsten, no, whatever material it's made of. It's one of the harder ones. It's not the cheap crappy ones that I use for DIY in the house, you know. So I'm going to start off with a 6 because it cuts well, and then I'm going to finish the hole off with an 8 because I don't have a step drill. So I'm just going to use those. Here you go. Also need your electric drill. You also need
a round file I find works really, really well is sort of used chainsaw files. Although if you don't have a chainsaw or anything, then you want to have that. But that's what I've got to hand. Is for cleaning the edge of the hole, get kind of all the ragged bits off. I've got I've got some general purpose grease because I like to put a wee bit on the bolts that go through the bushes here, so that if any time in the future it comes off easy and the rubbers don't pull it out of the tie bar. So I've got that, and for at the last I've got a tin of chassis black paint with a little screwdriver. Screwdriver? What the hell? Paintbrush, so that I can paint the holes where I've drilled, so that they don't rust again. And then once the paint's dry, I can put the bolts through the holes. Job done, hopefully. Yeah. So I'll try and film a wee bit of what I'm doing next. I'll catch you in a minute.
Okay, so welcome back. What first I'm going to do is undo these 3 bolts at the back of the gearbox so that we can fit the bracket. So I'm not again not wanting to teach you to suck eggs and all that. Just take them off with a ring spanner and not socket. Just undo them with the ring spanner. Use a socket; it breaks the teeth on your socket. Obviously, there you go. So, yep, you're good. Right, so next I've got what size is it? It's a 1/2 inch socket on a little socket. It just makes it easy to get them off. And go, right, I'll go ahead and, there we go, there's one out. I have a wee dish to put these in. So I'll go ahead and take all of them out, then we can position the bracket. Right, so I've got the bracket fitted to the gearbox. Put this stabilizer bar on. It's got a bit of back and forward play in it, so that you can adjust it. But it's also because in the subframe here, obviously there's the horizontal at the bottom of the well, actually it's on an angle, but bottom of the subframe, and then you've got the bit at the back next to the bulkhead, which is vertical. Obviously you can't drill into that because you need to get a bolt in the back, so you just have to be mindful of when you put this on. What I've done is put it on, adjust that kind of thing, and then felt up here just to make sure that I've got on one side of that vertical or the other, and I've actually found it's better on the other if I take it right to the back of the adjustment on the bracket and then slide it up. Obviously keeping it flat on the bracket, bring it up, found where I wanted to drill, and I marked it with this thin scribe through the hole in the steady bar, marked across in the subframe, and now I'm going to drill the hole. Okay, so I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, so one slight little problem that I came across. Obviously when you put the bolt through the subframe, that's actually too close for the large washer that they give you, because it's close to the upright. And I think it may go in a different position. I think this bracket here could be turned around the outside, but I think this is in the best position because it's closer to the center of gravity, or the center of force for the engine if it's rocking back and forward. So if this bracket is turned round, it's actually it's out maybe, I don't know, 3 centimeters or something. There's 3 centimeters difference between there, and if you turned it round, it would be over here, and it would go into a different part in the subframe. But because you're further out, it's got more chance, I think, of twisting. So I decided to put it in the inner setting, if you like, or position, if that's right. I think it's right. If you get any comments on it, please do. But anyway, so I found it wouldn't go far enough away from the upright to fit one of these big washers. So obviously I cut a bit off it with the air grinder, and now it fits up in behind here, and I believe it's fine. So I'll just go ahead and fit it all, and then I'll show you it in place. Okay, well here it is in place. I've got the bracket in place. I've actually changed this around a bit. You only get the 2 big washers, which I imagine one should go there and one should go on the outside here.
but I didn't think it looked right. So I've put the big washers on the inside, which hold the brass bush in the middle, and then I've found another washer to go on the outside of the bracket, just to go over where the bolt slips in this little adjustment slot. And then here, bolts through there, no bother. It's not all tightened up yet at all. What I'm going to so it's all in place now. I'm happy with that. I'll just tighten all that up. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to paint inside the hole where I drilled, so it doesn't rust again, and I'll fit it all back on again. Job done. But it's good to put your car up in the ramps after a while, because I've actually noticed that. Can we see that? I think I've wiped away with some oil. Here was just dripping down from the timing chain cover. I actually changed the timing chain to a duplex chain years ago when I first got the car, so the gasket's probably gone. So yeah, it's a pity I didn't know about that before I put the engine in, but it's not a big deal. We'll just put it on the list of things to do. So job done. Yeah, I'll catch you in a second.
Hi, so it's actually a week or so later. Before I tag on the kind of outro to this video, I just wanted to take a wee bit more footage, a couple more other things I've done just before I say goodbye. So I'm just going to pick the camera up and show you a couple of things that I've done. Okay. So as you can hear, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining outside. But yeah, so can you see this? So I've got all my arches kind of mocked up. So look at the back ones. There you go. There you go. So yeah, so they're fitting okay. There's a few wee gaps and stuff. I'm gonna have to kind of reset them before they go in for real. They're gonna have to get painted, but you know, I'm fairly happy with them. There you go. So yeah, they're looking okay. Gonna have to get them all stripped off and get them painted before they go in for the last time. But what I wanted to show you was up on the bench here. Got this little lot. Do you know what it is? Can you tell what it is yet? So this is a wee lot that I actually kind of re-engineered myself, and I'll explain that to you when I show you where they're going to go on. These are, you probably know. So this was the strip, the bracket that holds the battery in place. But stupidly, when I changed my battery, I got the terminals on the wrong side of the battery. Now, I don't know if the guys in the shop just gave me the wrong ones, but I didn't notice. But I've got the battery now. But the bracket would be interfering with the battery terminals, which is never good. But I was going to tarp them all up anyway, so I've come up with this setup. These are the original bars on the bracket, and then I welded two nuts together to make a long nut in order to extend it with a stainless steel bolt on the top. Get lock nut either side. So that's two of them. I've got the kind of offcuts of the rubberized strip for the long side of the sills. I've got them on there just so that, well, I'll show you on the car, but the metal bracket is reasonably close to the terminals. So I've put these offcuts of rubberized strip on there to, if they do end up moving, that it'll isolate and I want cross terminals, and this rubber strip to go under the bracket on the battery. So I'll take you over to the back of the car and I'll show you how all that stuff fits in. Yeah, so there we are, all fixed in place. I had to leave the negative lead off because I chipped some paint on the bar and I had to touch it up, so I'll wait till it dries. But I think it looks, hold on, let's see, I can't see, there we go. It's all fixed in place, kind of Heath Robinson, well, kind of pretty, I think. But yeah, the only thing is at the bottom of these stay bars,
I actually found the rubber grommets are actually the grommets that you use to fix the bottom of the radiator in place. I had an extra couple of them, and I found that they're tight, but they actually fit through the hole quite nicely. So it just means that it's not the metal bars against the metal of the boot. As I said, I use these metal strips, rubber strip on the side of the battery because it's close to the terminals. Uh, yeah, quite happy with that. Let me know what you think. And the polystyrene around the battery, I'm planning on kind of building something similar but a bit more tidy at some point in the future, just to keep the battery totally solid, in its box. So yeah, catch you in a minute.
So I know that was a really simple fix. But I just thought I had the time. I'll put it up. Doesn't take long. If it shows you anything, you might be able to just collect up the tool that you need to do the job, rather than going back and forward to your toolbox. That's probably the only benefit that video just did for the level of you guys out there. But anyway, I just thought I'd record that. Shout outs to everyone that watches, everybody that comments. Thanks very much. Thanks very much to Jagger Dave for giving us another shout out. And Randy Lone Star Mini. Thanks very much for putting my name on your car. That's awesome. I feel loved. Thanks very much for that. I do watch all your videos. I just don't have time to comment on every video. Anyway, thanks very much. And I just thought I'd do something that George does at Soup, but it's not my patrons. It's people that subscribe to my channel because I have so little. That's important. So I've got this. I'm gonna start naming shaming you. So this week I've had a Freddie McGuinness, a Paul Gray, and an Alan Cooper who all subscribed to my channel this week. Thanks very much, lads. There you go. You're famous. So maybe the next time I put a video up, it'll be something else. But I'll try and keep them coming. If you can learn one thing from them, great. If not, well, never mind. So I'll catch you next time. See you later. Take it easy. Bye.